Les autres, we mademoiselle, ils we are everything. We must find it. We must find it together. We start far away from your heart. You've got the good vibration.
Let your heart follow the rhythm when the voice gives you emotion.
So it all started 3 years ago. A beloved student who passed away. We wanted to do something in her memory, and the idea of a random acts of kindness week started. For 3 years it was very successful, and it was time to expand it outside of the Jewish community. I started to look for a non-Jewish school to participate in Iraq Week, and realized that we have a great neighbor just next door. So we invited them for a meeting. I told them the history of Iraq Week and the purpose of it, the themes, and they said we want it all. They brainstormed together and they came up with ideas, and slowly we built up the plans for each of the schools.
So share your ideas and build from there, and think about that. What can you do? How can you shape the future from now? That is the goal.
And the big day was, we're in one day we're going to collaborate together and do something together. And that was the day we went to downtown Eastside, and they handed out sandwiches and clothes to the homeless. It was beautiful.
They may only be teen and preteen students, but some world leaders could learn a lot from them. They come from two very different schools in Richmond with two very different cultural backgrounds. But as Farah Morali explains, they've set aside any differences to help people in need.
At the corner of Main and Hastings, in the heart of Vancouver's poorest neighborhood, a group of students is giving out food, clothing, and shoes.
Have a nice day.
It's Random Acts of Kindness Week, a tradition the Richmond Jewish Day School began 3 years ago after the tragic death of a student in the community. She was known for her kindness and generosity to others. For a week, students carry out acts of goodwill like this every day.
Each day we have a different theme, and today is the theme for community, and the sub-theme is like poverty and stuff like that. So we decided we'd come down here and like have like food and stuff.
This year's event is a little different. Abe is working alongside Sadia Jagani from the Zahraa Islamic Academy.
I thought it was a really good idea because it was our Jewish school and their Muslim school coming together to just do kindness.
The students are putting cultural differences aside, working together in today's random act of kindness.
When people actually notice that there's kindness in the world, they might actually change.
And their work is getting attention.
Well, I can recognize it for what it is, that people can live together, that Muslim and Jewish kids can live together. Why can't the rest of the world live together, you know?
The two schools are neighbors. Last October, two teachers struck up a conversation and introduced the idea of bringing their students together.
We were reluctant, we weren't sure how it will be received. We got together and we fell in love, the teachers.
And the students did too.
So much goodness has come out of just the dialogue that the kids have started and the conversations that have started.
Learning to understand why people think that we shouldn't get along and people have those stereotypes about our two cultures.
The two schools are planning to work together on future projects, building on all the things they have in common, including a love for pizza. Farah Morali, CBC News, Vancouver.
Wait, no, turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. Okay, take it.
Of course, we the adults were a little bit worried. What if an unexpected tension might come up? After all, Jewish kids, Muslim kids, we don't know what everybody heard at home, what they know from the media. So we prepared ourselves for what ifs, but it was amazing. Kids are so open and so loving, and you think maybe this is the time that you want to start molding things before they get the wrong ideas and the misjudgments out there. And we saw how they interacted and reacted for each other, and I thought to myself, if this is what they're going to get out of it, one day when they're going to know more about Jewish-Muslim conflict, they will remember their Muslim friends where there were no boundaries and there were no limitations. It was just people, kids and kids, interacting and talking. If this will inspire other communities to put down the boundaries and just focus on children doing kindness together, it will be such a great start for something to come later that might make a bit of a difference, or maybe even more than a bit, I don't know.
I love the experience because we get to learn about different cultures and we get to see that even though there's those stereotypes about us, we can get along and we have a lot of similarities.
One thing that personally changed me and maybe other students was that even for both our religions in the media it gets a bit changed around, and actually in person meeting each other and interacting, we actually have our own opinion, and now we don't have to listen to the news to what they say about Muslims or Jewish, and now we can actually and we see that we're similar in different ways also. So it's not just all about what we're different about each other.
If hopefully this continues for both our schools next year and Francis Public School, I hope they don't forget the purpose of why we're doing it, and not just have a big celebration, but to actually know to bring kindness to the world.
I make the best hummus, by the way.
Uh-oh.
You have to come for dinner.
Don't
and
tell
you're
me,
going to eat
Joe.
my hummus.
Don't tell my
you
husband.
ask Josh about my hummus.
We're coming. I
Joshie?
know where you live.
Okay, hold on. We have to choose a date.
You're done. Don't tell Joe, her husband.
Okay, hold on. We're going to choose a date. You
She
better
doesn't
come
know
for
what kind
dinner.
of hole she's getting into. I'm telling you. You need to
You
warn
better
her.
have your whole house full of hummus for my husband because he'll eat all of it.
After Passover, how about...